Yeah. Adam Klaucke, I'm the Chief Revenue Officer at Workspend. I've been in the industry for about 23 years, and I started off helping companies with direct hire, large RPO projects, shifted over into the temporary workspace. And right now, I really specialize in both. And we help companies with a total talent acquisition, with helping them through whatever challenge that they're facing, whether it be, again, direct hire or contingent labor. Yeah, in terms of industries, there's lots of different industries we're serving. So we do work with companies within the life science space, technology space, finance space, light industrial, manufacturing, distribution. So we cover a wide range of it. Everyone has unique different challenges, and we can help them design a program around their unique challenges and bringing in the right partners to actually fulfill those needs. I just think through social changes, a lot of people have just started to realize the value of it, and are putting a much more focus attention in on it. In the past, going over my 23 years of experience, diversity has been important to organizations, but in some cases, it's been almost a checkbox, meaning I need to have certain number of diverse suppliers for reporting purposes. But now I think there's just organizational changes of realizing, yes, this is important. Yes, let's put a focus on it and let's move beyond the checkbox. Yeah, so Workspend is a women-owned, diverse organization. So we are WMBE certified. So as a managed service provider, it'll provide our clients 100% tier one diversity spend. So that is something that it helps a lot of organizations, because when we look at contingent labor, it's in their top five spend categories, right? It's their full-time employees, it's buildings, it's facilities, it's equipment, contingent labor. It's somewhere in there. We also have around 2,200 vendors within our organization, who about half of them are going to be diverse, whether that be minority owned, veteran owned, disabled owned, or the such. So we're able to influence that tier two diversity spend within our clients as well, which is something we measured on. I was at a QBR 2 weeks ago with one of our clients who's a financial client, and right now we're at about 90% tier two diversity spend, which is fantastic and far above one of the SLAs that we recommended. So if we can measure it, we can improve upon it. I think it needs to be different, but I think there has to be intentional. And the first thing, when I go talk to the our organizations, they have no way of tracking it. Or in some of our clients, our first generation client, they have no way of tracking their contingent workforce, period, let alone the diversity of their contingent workers. So it's been something kind of, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Let's not bother with it. So we're focused on our full-time employees. What we're able to do with our clients, I don't think that there's a whole lot different of a strategy, other than having a way of measuring it. And if it can be measured, it can be improved. But there are things that we have to do as the MSP, of coaching our staffing vendors on various diverse pools, various job boards, or making sure we're bringing in vendors who are very much focused on the diversity of the workforce. So I think the long story short is, it doesn't have to be different, but there has to be some intentionality to it, and there has to be a way to measure it. And that's what we're able to do with all of our clients. Able to do with all of our clients.
So this forms part of your QBRs then, is what you're saying?
The supplier diversity has always been part of our QBRs. So it's always been something we do. When we onboard a supplier, we get their diversity certificates and we measure and we report on it. Again, they're going to get 100% tier one with us, but that tier two is at 25% now. How do we then bring that up to 50% or north? But from the candidate diversity, we have to put in voluntary EEOC forms that when the candidate is either being submitted or onboarded, there's an option for them to then present what it is, or to verify their diversity status. If we don't ask, we don't get. So by putting it in there and having those voluntary forms, we can then report on it, and then we can push that up through supplier coaching and through other sources, which we offer as Workspend, a direct sourcing program, which allows us to directly leverage our clients' brands to build talent pools, which we can build those talent pools through various diversity measures that they're doing. So there's lots of ways of doing it. I would say there the two parts about it. I would say the supplier mentorship program that we offer to the vendors, to giving them opportunities, but allowing the suppliers, our diverse suppliers, more opportunity. One, coaching, mentoring them, and then giving them opportunity within some of our other programs as we're trying to increase that tier two diversity. So I think it's just working with our community of vendors. What's relatively newer is going to be that candidate side of things, and it's something that our clients weren't even asking about until we told them, yes, we can do this. Looking forward, very proud about aligning the makeup of the workforce with the communities that our clients are in. So I think that's going to be a very important thing within all of our clients to be measuring. Yeah, so essentially there's a three-part to every diversity program. So number one is going to be that tier one spend. Workspend being a certified WMBE, our clients get 100% tier one spend. The part two is going to be the supplier diversity. So understanding, if I'm implementing a program today, understanding where they are now, and then putting a program in place to improve that through some of the things that we've already talked about through supplier mentorship and giving some of our other diverse suppliers some opportunities. And then the third part is that candidate diversity, making sure that that again, we're intentional with our outreach, and that that the makeup of the workforce resembles the communities that our clients are in. One without the other is not enough. The three-part diversity strategy, when we're implementing a program, it is just standard. It is part of it. Even if our clients aren't asking for it, we're going to be reporting on it, and we're going to be driving it forward. I think the biggest, I suppose, takeaways or learning lessons is most of the organizations didn't know this was an option, and it is. You know, everyone, as I talked about earlier on this conversation, realizes the benefits of having a diverse workforce, having diverse suppliers. It's unquestionable. But they didn't know that there was a process or an option through those three parts that we just talked about to be able to do this with their contingent workforce. I mean, even when we're looking at some of our clients who don't have a company like Workspend running it, they don't know the makeup of their workforce at all. They don't know the headcount of their workforce, let alone the makeup of their workforce, or they don't even know who their vendors are, let alone the makeup of the diversity of their workforce. So when we talk about it, it's something that just hasn't been a focus for organizations, not because they don't want to, they just don't have the tools in place to be able to do it. Yeah, well, I think it's easy to understand where people want to go, but what we do with a lot of our organizations is help them understand what their current state is. So let's assume it's an organization, they don't have a managed service provider, an MSP, or a vendor management system, a VMS. It's understanding their current state. We can help them assess their current program, both on the makeup of their suppliers and the makeup of the workforce. Again, most people just don't know where to start. Where to start is, what are we doing now? And then we will, as part of our program, is just map out those things. The number one gain is just visibility. Visibility into what's happening. What are we doing? Like, with visibility, we can improve, right? It's hard to map where to go without knowing where we are today. So that's why I said understanding current state, that's first step. And then road mapping where we want to go. Everyone has different goals and initiatives for their DE&I strategies. So, and I'm talking about their corporate DE&I initiatives. So everybody has different initiatives. What I want to do is align the two, their corporate D&I initiatives with their contingent. It should be one and the same. So I think the long story short is what will we do is having more alignment of those two, their corporate D&I initiatives with their contingent initiatives. Let's just make them one and the same.